Yo, what's good, Girl413 here back in today, and today, guys, we are here for episode number 20 of our Forza Motorsport 7 Let's Play, and today, guys, we are taking the beautiful, absolutely stunning Mercedes C63 AMG Black Series. Guys, this car is so good looking. It is so good looking. There is no wonder why Jeremy Clarkson actually bought one of these. It looks so good. And I myself, being a former C-Class owner, am in love with this thing. Guys, that's right, I'm a former C-Class owner. My first car was a 1994 Mercedes C-Class. Now, not real glorious, not an AMG, nothing like that. It was the 4-cylinder version, not the 6-cylinder version, and it was just a fun, spry little car. It was cheap to buy. It wasn't cheap to upkeep, though. I'll get into that in a second. It had so many problems, but oh my god, guys, look at this. Oh, so freaking awesome. God, oh god, guys, if I could literally sit here all day and look at this car. But right now, what we need to do is we need to go ahead and continue on with our sport touring series, which I'm gonna be straight up honest, this is take 2 of this. Because at the end of the first one, the first version of this video that I made, I was really, really upset because we were doing so shite that I could not contain my upset anymore. Like, that's what I'm going to call it. I'm going to call it my upset. No, it was my frustration. It was just so bad. So bad. We were like, I couldn't get anywhere with this car. I mean, look at this car. It's so quick. It's so good. It's so amazing. But then when you look at the leaderboards for it, it's not a great car. It has a tendency to, you know, slide around a little bit. So I decided, well, I'm just going to end it off here. And at the very end, I was like, like, it was very monotonous. It was very boring to watch. And I'm like, fudge this, man. We are going to go ahead and we are going to come back. We're going to redo this. I've got plenty of time tonight because right now we're still in the middle of uploading episode number 19. So for those of you guys who are curious, when I went outside to go look at our chicken and see if it was still up, it wasn't out. I don't know where it went. Maybe it went back inside. Maybe it got eaten by a coyote. I don't know. It wasn't real late, so I doubt it was the coyote. But I mean, she needs to get her, like, chicken coop fixed. That's all I can say. All I can say, I did go ahead and tune this car up a little bit. We were sliding around so much before. I decided to go ahead and fix it. I did some gearing issues. I figured that was going to help us a little bit. I made the gears a little bit longer. So I'm hoping that that'll help us in where we need it. So, but anyway, though, let's get on to this Mercedes AMG power! Oh, this is the kind of car that you show up and you're like, I need a hammer. Give me the hammer. Oh my god, yeah, this tune's already working out so much better than the last one is. We're still on expert. We're not on highly skilled or anything like that. And we're already in the second. Hot damn. Our tires are a little bit iffy right now. We need to let them cool. But, oh, we have gone into second. Oh, you guys see that, though? It wants to slide. It's like a drifter. It just wants to go. Like, I've upped the gearing ratio pretty significantly, and it still wants to just let it out. It still wants to just let it out. And right now, we are getting a little bit of an FPS warning, so I'm hoping it's not too terribly bad. It's saying 53. That's not so bad. I have in the past, though, the first version of this, I'm pretty sure was actually going to end up being kind of a crappy video at parts because I was getting 43 frames per second. I'm like, oh, that might not be good. That's showing like the computer's struggling to record this. I might want to, you know, redo this anyway. So we're back here again, but let me go ahead and I'm going to talk to you guys about my first car, my 1994 Mercedes C-Class. Oh, as we overtake the Audi. Oh, yeah, that's nice. That's nice. So, my Mercedes C-Class, guys, I would totally buy another one. maybe I want to go for the 4-cylinder version. Maybe I would go and up it to the 6-cylinder because, man, guys, I love this car. I loved it. It was so comfortable at times. I will say there was most of the time it was not very comfortable to drive. It was very awkward. Definitely would not take it on a long distance trip. But that's because of some problems that were very specific to that car. Not because the car itself was bad, but because that car had a lot of issues. So when I actually went to go first buy this car, I was not sold on it. But my sister, though, oh my god, she was sold on it. Like, because my first car, I actually had to share it between me and my 2 other siblings. So we ended up spending, I think, a total of around $1,900 because it was a 20-year-old car at the time. So it's now a classic, actually. And it's a freaking awesome car. I love it. Actually, no, hold on. It's got 2 years before it becomes historical plate available. But it was so fun to drive. In fact, one time there was something going on with the brakes, and I remember doing this because I didn't know how to do a burnout or anything like that. And all of a sudden, I'm like, oh man, the brakes feel kind of weird. So I held down the gas and I held down the brakes at the exact same time, and what do you know, I did a burnout. I didn't mean to. It was a really slow burnout, but still, I put some rubber on the pavement, and oh, it was very interesting to say the least. So let's go through some of the issues that this car had. So first things first is when I first got this car, we knew there were already some issues up because on the test drive, it shook a lot. And the previous owner had told us that, you know, hey, the motor mounts are on this, you need to go get them fixed. And I'm like, okay, yeah, that sounds great. We'll just have to, you know, go do that. It's probably going to cost, and I told my dad it's probably going to cost around $450 to get the motor mounts fixed. And my dad said, okay, yeah. We didn't get the motor mounts fixed until 3.5 years later. If that tells you anything right there. So there was still a lot more issues with this. So after the motor mounts issue, you know, we never actually got that fixed in time. So what happened next is kind of really hurtful. I mean, it made me not trust this mechanic whatsoever ever again. I'm not gonna, you know, ever take any of my cars back to this mechanic because it's just this distrustful. Now, I'm not gonna get into why I distrust him right now. That'll come in a little bit. But oh my god, take this freaking corner! I'm trying so hard. How can I not? I've rewinded so many times. But okay, so like 3 months after I had the car, I had my first accident, right? So I was just a stupid kid, and as well I was riding on some pretty bad, nasty tires. So the tires were pretty much dry rotted. In fact, they were dry rotted. I should not have been driving on those tires whatsoever. And what happened is there was one morning, it was raining, and I was just driving along the road, and I hydroplaned in a puddle. And I hit a curb, and the tire popped, and the front, I think it was the front left control arm actually broke. And when we actually took it to the mechanic, he said, hey, we're going to have to fix both of these. It's going to be $1,200 because this one was already rusty, starting to go through, and I bet you the other one is as well. So, and they also come in pairs anyway, so I'm just going to have to, you know, replace both of them. And we said, okay, fine. We paid up, forked over the money, went through everything, blah, blah, blah. And that accident, though, that cost me so much money. And it would have been probably better, you know, if we would have just got the tires in the first place, it would have been so much cheaper. Because that accident cost us so freaking much. Because first part of that accident, I had to pay $1,200 to get it fixed. Second part of the accident, I also had to attend a court-mandated defensive driving class. And we actually picked up first. Hot damn. Court-mandated defensive driving class, which cost an additional $250. I had to fix a fence that I drove through, so that was another $80. And just keep on racking it up. And then of course, I had the ticket on my license for a while. And then I got another ticket a couple months after the accident because I didn't have a front license plate, because in Ohio, you had to have a front license plate on your car, which is stupid. It is so stupid. So, but anyway, with that, luckily that ticket though was just like a fix-it ticket. They just told me, okay, bring your car down to the police station when it's fixed. We'll get everything taken care of. So, there was that. Then, we come to the next problem though with the control arms. So several years later, my little brother is driving the car. And he's not driving it real fast. I mean, he's literally driving through a parking lot at this moment. He's not a hooligan. He doesn't do any of that stuff. He's a very, very safe driver for the most part. For the most part, I say, because when he's like driving between his house and my parents' house, it's like a 10-hour drive. So he's busting it. I will say that. But he's in a different car now, so it's a little bit safer. Although I will say he has gone through. Maybe he's not so safe of a driver now that I'm thinking about it. But literally, he was just driving in a parking lot, and all of a sudden, one of the control arms just busted. You know, the thing that was supposed to have been replaced several years ago. I mean, a control arm doesn't go out in 4 years. It just doesn't. So it was very, very weird. That's why I do not trust that mechanic anymore. So let's go over some of the other issues that this car had. So, like I said about the motor mounts, there was also another issue, and it was some kind of solenoid. I don't remember what kind it was, what it did, anything in particular. But the thing is, though, is that it went out, and occasionally you would just be driving along, and the car would literally just start jerking really, really hard. And like, it wouldn't be like a power jerk; it would just start bouncing. Like, or not bouncing even, it would just, it was bad. It was like weird. It was like, I mean, that's the best way that I can describe it to you guys. Like, I've never felt this in a car before. Or like, imagine somebody hitting the gas just a bunch of times while on the brake and just jerking the car back and forth. It'd be like that, but you could still drive it. Like, I mean, you could still put on the gas and all that sort of stuff. It was just a really weird situation. I don't even know how to explain it, guys. It's just so weird. It replaced that solenoid, and literally the braking, or the balancing just stopped. It was a crazy scenario. Then what else happened with that whole like solenoid thing? Same mechanic, guys. You know, we hadn't yet untrusted him, or at least I'm the only one in my family that still doesn't trust him, because my parents went to high school with the mechanic's dad, so they trust this guy. And they trust that, you know, if the mechanic screws him over, their dad's gonna make him fix it. Because his dad will. Like, no joke, because it's his dad's mechanic shop, and the other guy just seems to be a mechanic, and I feel bad for that guy, because his son is running his mechanic shop down the drain. It is that bad. And so, what else is going on is he told us originally that the bouncing and the shaking and all that sort of stuff was caused because we had bad gas. We needed to be putting premium gas in and not just regular gas. Okay, so we start doing that. It fixes the shaking a little bit. Doesn't do really much of anything, because he told us it was bad fuel injectors, and it's like, well, how much would it cost to replace the fuel injectors? And he said, well, the fuel injectors aren't bad, they're just dirty, so we just need to get them cleaned out. So once a week for like a whole 6 months, we had to buy this fuel injector cleaner crap to put into our gas as an additive, and then also put in premium gas. And it all seemed to work just a little bit, but we were still having issues with the car. So finally we take it back, after I'd originally told him, hey, the motor mounts are also bad, we need to get those fixed. Because he originally told me, no, the motor mounts aren't bad, you're stupid. 2 months later, hey, your motor mounts are bad, we need to replace them, they're going to be $450. And it's like, what did I tell you a month ago, stupid? And the motor mounts weren't the issue. So we kept searching and searching and searching. No one seems to know what this issue was. And finally, the guy comes out and he's like, hey, I think it's this like weird solenoid. I was reading one thing about it online, since we can't get this thing figured out, and they finally fixed it, and boom, it was all good to go. Like, the car handled better than it ever did before. And it was amazing. I loved it afterwards. Now, I wasn't driving it at the time, because at the time I had my Honda Civic now, and so it was my little brother's car, basically. So he got to drive it all the time, and I miss that car. I miss it so much. So other issues that it had is it had a broken headlight because some kid at my high school decided it'd be funny to go break all the headlights in the parking lot. Don't ask me why. Stupid kids. Literally, there was one kid who almost caught my dad's truck on fire because what he did is they TP'd my house one night. Haha, yeah, very funny. And I mean, they weren't just TPing; they were very destructive. My mom had bought some brand new plants from like the Boy Scout troop or whatever it was, and they took all her plants, they ripped them out of the pots, smashed the pots, and threw the plants in the trees. Like it was a really, really bad deal. And then what they did with like the toilet paper, okay, that was weird. What they did with the toilet paper though holders is, or not the holders, but the packaging, is they took it and shoved it behind my dad's brakes on his truck. I'm not even joking, guys, and this stuff was like, my dad didn't notice all of it, and he was driving down the road, and the stuff was burning and melting. So, like, I mean, it was crazy how bad these kids just, like, they went really, really extreme. Now, they made some of, like, the paper, or the toilet paper stuff, very noticeable, and we were able to get most of that out, but not all of it, though. Not all of it. And honestly, if I ever find out who did that, I would turn them into the cops because that is crazy. Like that's not even okay. One, you don't touch another man's car. Two, you especially don't tamper with another man's brakes. Like it's really, really screwed up. And I honestly, I think I know who did it. And it's just a stupid kid who thought he was being funny. And I was friends with his older brother, and I told him, like, hey, someone told me that your little brother did this. And he said, I don't know anything about it. You're going to have to confront him. And when I confronted him, the kid's a little shit. So when I confronted him about it, he just blatantly denied it because he was a kid. Of course he's going to freaking deny it. So, but, and the stupid Audi won't let us get past. And why isn't this thing in first? Like, this Audi's all-wheel drive, it's raining. He should be doing much better than everyone else. So, also, he's got first than the last time when I tried to make this. So, but, yeah, that was another stupid one. And I can't remember if it was the headlight that got broken then, or if it was the one at the high school where the kid just decided to break all the headlights. I can't remember which one. So, but then, let's see here. What other problems were there? So after a while, though, my little brother, he actually backed the car into a pickup truck one time. It was a lifted truck, and basically he just hit the tire, so the truck wasn't like hurt or anything like that. But he bent the trunk of the Mercedes a lot, so that was pretty funny. Except I'm pretty sure that now you could like honestly break into it super easy. And I actually looked into getting like a carbon fiber trunk after that incident, because they do make them. And I thought, man, that'd be kind of cool. Be like the only kid at school who's got a carbon fiber trunk. Yeah, that'd be awesome. And oh my God, you stupid freaking Camaro, Jesus! Like, this is one thing I really, really hate sometimes about this game mode, is I've turned off the aggression, and you get some of the cars, they literally will just ram you for no reason. It's stupid. Come on, dude. Come on. So, yeah, that's some more issues that were with the car. The interior was starting to fall apart. Like, the ceiling was starting to fall down. So needed to get that fixed. Let's see here. One of the cool things though about this is it still had a cassette tape player. So what you guys may not know is that with cassette tape players, so in really old cars that still have them, there are little devices that you can get. So basically you can have an aux cord. Can't do that with a CD player. So like cars from like 1995 to like 2005, you can't get aux cords in them because no one really used aux cords. I mean, iPods were just sort of still like a new-ish thing. You know, people weren't really, you know, oh my God, I need to have an aux cord in my car. And nowadays, I would love to have an aux cord in my car, but my Civic does not have one. But cars that have cassette tapes, they actually have aux cord converters for them. So it's actually really, really cool with that. So I highly recommend it. If you guys have a car that's got one of those, just get one of those. It's going to make your life a whole lot easier. So other issues that this car had, again, there was the tires. There was the trunk. Oh yeah, one of my sister's friends sat on the hood of the car and bent that in. So that was fun. As well, I lost the hood emblem during that accident that I was telling you guys about. So you guys can already see that this car was just, honestly, we trashed the thing. We trashed it. I hate to say it. I feel bad for that car. I want another one of them so badly. We didn't actually end up selling it though. We actually gave it to somebody. There was someone who wanted the car really badly and said they were going to fix it. And so we gave it to him. Now, what was wrong with it is my little brother had taken it to one of those oil change places, and they had told him, hey, you need to get a coolant flush. And so he got his coolant flushed, and they charged him like an exorbitant amount, like $100. And we had a really, really cold winter that year, and they had put too much water in the system. And what happened is that water froze and expanded to such a point that the water pump actually burst. So a whole new water pump had to be put in. The mechanic, this crappy mechanic I've been talking about, he wanted to charge my parents $300 to get it fixed. And my dad said, nope, this thing has been such a piece of crap. I'm just going to buy a new car for the kids. And so my little brother was already set to be getting a new car anyway, but some guy actually said, hey, I'll fix it, because literally the water pump was like $60 online, and anyone with like any know-how could have easily done it. So yeah, it's still running. The guy drives it all the time, and occasionally I still see it, because one of my dad has like some rental properties, right? And the guy who we gave the Mercedes to is friends with a guy who actually lives next to my dad's rental property. We didn't even know this. We didn't even know it. And so we didn't even know it. But yeah, I don't know where I was going with that for a second. So that was really cool. And now I've got my Civic. My sister has a Civic, which, oh god, her car history is really bad. She's on her third car? Oh no, we'll call it fourth. We'll call it our fourth car. Because, let's see, her first car was the Mercedes. Like, you know, I had to share with my siblings and all that. And the second car that she had, she got a Chrysler Cirrus that was purple. She wanted it because it was purple. From that crappy mechanic that I was telling you about earlier. And the mechanic, you know, he was so bad, I knew he was going to rip my parents off at that point. So I said, I don't want to go look at this car. That car is so unreliable. I don't want it. It's a crappy car. I will wait and I will buy something else, because he wanted $2 grand for this car that was worth about $400. No joke. And I'm like, I'm not buying that. I'm not buying it. My sister, she said, I'll go look at it, and she bought the car. Thing is, though, is that this car had a lot more issues than the Mercedes did. It eventually got so bad that when my sister was trying to drive it one day, it started overheating. All the electronics shut down. The steering locked up, or it didn't necessarily lock up, but the power steering went out, and the car was kind of heavy. So actually steering with the car was a little bit difficult, and brakes wouldn't work. Nothing would work except for the handbrake. So in order to get it back to the mechanic to have fixed and looked at, no one else in my family was willing to drive it except for me, because I had, you know, the most driving experience, or not the most driving experience, but I was the one who was willing to actually, you know, put up with those issues, and my parents trusted me that I could actually react to the situation. So I drove it back to the mechanic. It broke down 3 times on the way there, and the mechanic's father, who was friends with my parents in high school, he actually told the mechanic, you're going to fix this for free, and then you are going to give them their money back, and you're going to buy back the car. So, because I told you to do all these things, and you didn't do them. So, yeah, it was a pretty shady deal with that mechanic, guys. So, we got everything taken care of, though. I will never take the car back there. I will never do so. I'll take it back, and I will only talk to the father. And I won't actually, like, you know, let them work on my car because I don't know who's going to do it. So I need to find, like, an actual, like, trusted mechanic to, like, do some of my main work. Because, like, what if I one day buy a Rocket Bunny kit and I want to put a Rocket Bunny kit on it? Or I buy a turbocharger and I want to get it turboed and I want to have it put on. Well, there is a place around where I am, so I think I might take it there. It's sort of like one of these big chains. I think they've got a couple locations, but they're like actually like a customization shop. So like they do that sort of stuff a lot. Yeah. So that was her second car. Her third car was a Ford Focus, and it was like a newish one. And what happened is my parents actually decided that they weren't going to, you know, make them buy back the car and all that. So they ended up trading in my sister's car, though, and they got $100 from the dealership. I'm not even joking, guys. That's all they got for it. And they traded it in on a used Ford Focus, like a 2012, so like not even a bad one. Like it was relatively new. But my sister didn't like it because if you press on the gas too hard and you're not very steady with it, one of the weird things it does is it shakes, and there's like this big Ford transmission recall issue. The car has never gone in for the recall yet, so it needs to. But my parents just never got the time to go into it. And it's actually like my mom's car, but my sister was like, it's my car, it's blue, I like it. And so she never actually got to, like, you know, drive the car a significant amount, but my mom started driving it, and my mom's old car ended up becoming my sister's new car. So she went from that to a Saturn SUV, and the SUV didn't have air conditioning, and to get the AC fixed in it, it was going to cost like $3 grand. And it's like, okay, the AC shouldn't be going out in a car this new still, because it was like a 2010, and the AC went out in like 2013. Like it was like crazy quick how the AC went out. So they ended up getting it. They never got it fixed, and I'm not sure what they ever actually did with the car. I think it's still sitting at my my parents' driveway, and now my sister has a 2014 Honda Civic sedan. So nothing real special. She's gone through so many cars. Like it's crazy. It's crazy. And she didn't like the Ford Focus because it shook again. Yeah. It reminded her of the other car. So, unfortunately, we didn't even get the fastest lap. We got the second fastest lap, so we should have got second place, but no, we couldn't get up there. Bologna. Come on, man, come on. So, yeah. And my little brother, he has a Dodge Avenger, and what I want to do is I want to get him some, like, Captain America, like, stickers for the car. Like, I thought that would be hilarious. Have an Avenger, and we could get, like, Avengers logo. Like, get one that's raised to put on the car, so it would be the Dodge Avengers. And I was looking for Captain America shield hubcaps. I thought that would be so cool. He could be rolling down the street with those. Oh! And then have the shield on his hood or something, or on his back window or something. I thought that would be so cool. I just hit my mic. I know! But, oh man, I thought it would be so funny for him to, you know, have that car and just be driving it around like that. I thought it would be he would be the epitome of cool. Like, people would just look at him and be like, that's a pretty cool dude. But he never did any of that, though. I might see if he still wants to do it. I don't think so, because he's going to graduate college soon, and I think he's going to move on, get a new car. So, but I thought that would be awesome, you know, just Captain America shields, maybe like Hulk or some other Avengers things going on with it. It just would have been cool. It just would have been cool. So, let's see here. Then we got my Honda Civic, which has its little run in the middle of the issues. But honestly, that car is so reliable, guys. If you are looking for a first car, get a Honda Civic. I'm going to be straight up honest. It's, you know, people are going to say, oh, it's a racer. You can't have it because it's a racer. Don't listen to the haters, guys. When you're in high school, You don't need to necessarily have the fastest car or anything like that because you're poor. We're going to be straight up honest with you. You're probably broke. If you have to buy your own car like I did, you're going to be broke. So get something that's reliable. That's all I can say. And a Honda Civic's pretty reliable. There's tons of modifications available for the car because of the whole rice scene. Just don't be stupid with it. Just don't like go out and get like $1,000 body kit and $5,000 wheels for your $2,000 Honda Civic. Just don't do that unless you want to. I'm not gonna hate on you because I wanted to do that. I still want to do something with my Honda. I want to lift it. I want to lift it and turn it into an off-roader. I know that sounds weird. Not a lot of people would ever do that, and I think that would just be so cool to have the only one. Kind of like that. I don't know if you guys have seen like the off-road Miata out there that somebody built. I think that doing something like that to the Honda would be awesome. I just think so because the whole slamming and doing all that sort of stuff that's overdone on those cars. I want to be unique with it. I think that would work out. So cool. So cool. Alright, but anyway, let's actually get into this race, because this is the race where I was trying to actually, you know, finish up the last episode. We were doing so poor, so bad, I literally, like, snapped. I wasn't, like, you know, angry or anything like that. I was just disappointed and frustrated that we couldn't get any faster. And we kept hitting this wall. It's a very narrow track. Let's be for real. This track is very, very narrow. And it's very easy to make mistakes. And it's hard to go anywhere. It's hard to go anywhere. So, but this track just disappointed me. I don't like this track. I could do without this track for the rest of my life. Get rid of it, Forza, please. I actually don't even know what track this is. I bet you it's like actually a famous racetrack and somebody's like, no, they can't get rid of that. That is like such an iconic course. But this turn right here, I would rather go through Mazda Laguna Seca's corkscrew than that turn. That is such a stupid turn. I hate that one. I hate that one. And we're going to have to do it one more time still because we're only on lap 1. And there we go again. I'm not going to get frustrated though this time. So, after actually recording those 2 episodes, I actually fell asleep. And I don't know if any of you guys have gone through this before, but if you ever like woke up from a nap and just felt off, like you were actually like wide awake, you felt like so thrilled with energy, but you just felt off. That's how I was feeling. Like my eyes felt weird, like I was kind of had some blurry vision going on. I don't know what it was. I'm all better now, but when I first woke up, I was like, oh god, maybe I shouldn't try. See, I hate this. Okay, there's another thing I hate. You guys saw that charger right there? Forza, you need to work on your freaking drivatars because no car with that much power should be up here. It should be in the back because it's already crashed. And then it does that sort of shit to you. Because if you're in a crash with these cars and like you're in the middle of braking, a lot of times what'll happen is they'll force you to the outside, cause you to crash because they hog in your lane. Okay, we need to accelerate. Oh man, my gearing was so off right there. I was still like in 5th. Alright, here we go though, here we go. Moving on to our final lap. Come on, man. Come on, get good. Get good. We're in 8th. We need to keep going. We need to keep going. We need to get past that Charger. We need to get past that Camaro. We need to get past the Chrysler 300. We need to get past everything. Come on. Oh, let's go. And you see, now he has no power, and we're passing him now. Like, what the hell, Forza? Like, you give a car that's got probably so much power, and you just have him rubber band, crash you, and... Forza, what did you be doing to me? That sometimes that makes me mad. Like, their drive-guitar system is sometimes the epitome of garbage. Sometimes it's really, really good. And, you know, I honestly say, like, it feels pretty good. But this is terrible. Like, I mean, if you just make cars and you just give it straight horsepower, your car is going to do a lot better in the series than what you would actually be able to do. Because it's just straight horsepower. And the same thing happened in Forza Horizon 3. I mean, just look at the freaking Sandman van. That car was the epitome of trash, except when it came to drive guitars using it against you, it all of a sudden became the world's best car. I mean, what? What on earth was happening there? Because it doesn't like get the wheel spin that it needs, and it just goes like stink. But if you were to try and drive it, you couldn't drive it. It was just that difficult. And the same thing is going on with the drive guitars in this game, where it's all powered, no show. Or, I mean, all power, no aero, no anything like that. It's just all power. If you're an all-power tuner, you're going to make a lot more money from your daily rewards than just racing. So, and I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it. So, but here we go. We are coming up on our final few laps. I know there was a little bit of a silence right there. So, but yeah. Also, guys, so I found some pizza rolls finally. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about. There will be a video coming out about pizza rolls here on the channel. So, I hope you guys are looking forward to that. Except it's, guys, it is about racing. It is about Forza, but it also involves pizza rolls. So, but there we go. We went ahead and finished up, and I think we're about ready to level up here. So, I think we're going to be getting a nice brand new car. What are we going to get, Tom? Black screens. That's what we're going to get. Yeah. Oh, Jesus. This episode is long because I just wanted to go ahead and finish up this series. That way we don't got to use these cars anymore. And, of course, that Audi pulls off the victory because it's all-wheel drive and all that good shit. So, here we go. Formula E car. Yeah, we'll take that. Give us a free car. So, next up, though, is a Jaguar F-Pace or a Porsche driving suit. I feel like I already have the Porsche driving suit. Yeah, I feel like I do. So, why is it giving me a duplicate? Hold on. We're going to check that right now. Because I feel like we did an episode that was all about Porsche. Where I was wearing a Porsche driving suit. Or was that Audi? That might have been Audi. Yeah, we might have been doing an Audi deal with that. So there we go, guys. We just went ahead and finished up our first series of the Domination Championship. Anyway, though, that is where we're going to go and wrap it up for today. If you guys want to, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at twitter.com/Garrett413 and Instagram.com/Garrett413 as well. If you guys like this video, go ahead and make sure to hit that like button down below for us, because you guys already know your support is so greatly appreciated. And make sure to subscribe for more videos coming out all the time. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace out.